welcome to the entertainment gist of the Big Brother Naija Lockdown Season 5 reunion show. And just like I promised you all, that I am going to bring to you guys episode by episode and day by day. And yes, the most awaited 17th June 2021 is here. And the show begins as Ebuka appeared on the red carpet, introduced himself, and off he walked into the showroom. And he told us to get ready for the drama, get ready for the confrontations, and get ready for the fight. And it is time for him to introduce the first 4 housemates to join him. And they are Ka3na, Eric, Dorothy, and Brighto.
The Lord Bellish Brighto. I am so glad that he is killing it in his career, and yes, he is a marine engineer. And Eric, the fitness trainer. So happy that Eric is still doing well as a fitness trainer. And Dorothy is all about drink water and mind her business and also getting the money. And boss lady Ka3na doing the boss lady things.
She has opened a place where she sells some innerwears that can help women of her same size to repackage and package their package very well. Congratulations to Dorothy. And it's time for them to walk into the red carpet, straight to the showroom to meet Ebuka. And once the 4 of them walked in, pleasantries and greetings were exchanged. I saw people talking to people, but guess what Ona self-acclaimed boss lady did? She walked gently, majestically to go and sit down, and she was busy adjusting her clothes as if she is on the red carpet. And she used her long gown to just sweep everywhere, and that was it. She just sit down, and others were greeting, and Ebuka asked them how they are feeling and welcome all of them. And it is time for Ebuka to introduce the next 4 housemates to join them. And they are Kidwaya, Lilo, Lucy, and of course, the winner of the Big Brother Naija Lockdown Season 5 of Leonard. And of course, they were introduced, and Kidwaya said he is a PR manager and he has been traveling here and there, and he is also ambassador to lots of brand. And Lilo, I am so impressed. Lilo now has a cafe, and she called it Cafe 23. Who has been there? How does her smoothie taste? And I hope she's doing well with her fresh fruits. I wouldn't mind to go there to patronize her, but I don't know the address. And yes, Lucy was introduced, and she said that she has gone ahead to open her food business. And yes, of course, she greets planting and lots of things. And she was showing her, she was talking to somebody, blah blah blah. She said she is expecting to expand her business because that's all she know how to do, because cooking is her hobby, and it is good for you to monetize your hobby. And as they walked into just join Ebuka and the other previous first housemate that has been introduced by Ebuka, when they're walking, just don't start. Of course, I have to change my language. They walked in, and Lucy was so happy to see Lilo, and people were greeting people. And yes, Dorothy was happy to see Lincoln. And guess what? Lucy walked and went to sit down, and Ka3na was like, Lucy, I'm greeting, and I trust Lucy. Lucy just. And so, you remember they had an unfinished fight on social media, and you remember that Ka3na either blocked Lucy or unfollowed Lucy. And yes, I am a huge fan of what Lucy did. What were you expecting? You and Ka3na were friends, and the next thing Ka3na did is just to unfollow or block you simply because you decided to be friends with other housemates. Of course, you don't expect Lucy to be the enemy of your enemy. No, it does not work that way. And Ebuka noticed everything that happened, was like, oh, we will unfold it as far as the drama continues. And it is time for Ebuka to introduce the next 4 housemates to join the already 8 housemates that are seated with Ebuka. And they are Neo, Ozo, Nengi, and Praise.
Absolutely, ever beautiful and gorgeous Nengi is here, and she is an entrepreneur, a model, and special advisor to Bayelsa Governor, and also is living his dream as a sports analyst. And Neo is living his dream as a model and also as an actor. And Praise is looking forward to seeing Tolanibaj and Watoni, and he is also doing well as a dance instructor.
And the introduction happened and they joined others. There was a lot of exchange of presents, and yes, meet the icons and the ninjas. It was a good sight as Nengi meets Lekon after a very long time. People were greeting people and everybody was greeting people. This is the posture of Ka3na. This is how she crossed her legs and used her gown to sweep every floor. She was looking like this. Nobody greeted her and she did not greet anybody. Then I asked Praise, who are you expecting or who are you so excited to see in the show? And he said that he is anticipating to meet Watoni and Tolanibaj. He was asked why by Ebuka. He said it's been long that he have seen them. And then again, he said that he's so happy to meet everybody on the show. And there was a laugh. And it is time for break and some adverts. And Ebuka promised to introduce the next 4 housemates to join them after the break. But before I introduce the next 4 housemates to join the already seated 12 housemates, let me remind you that, of course, Ebuka asked Neo who he is expecting to see, and Neo replied, "Hey, said he said that without saying anything. Actually, it was he did not even mention who he is so excited to see. But at the end of the day, he just said everybody. And yes, Ebuka complimented Ozo's dressing, and he asked Ozo, why do you choose to dress the way you dressed? And Ozo said, of course, he just decided to replicate one of his dressings Ebuka's dressing during one of these live eviction shows. And of course, Ozo looked then it is time for Tochi. Of course, Prince, Tolanibaj, and Tricky to join others.
Oh, Tricky, it is nice to see you, and great to see Tochi on our screens again. And Tolanibaj with the sauce. She is a vulgar, she is an entrepreneur, and she is baby girl for life. And raise your hand if you don't know that Prince has a beauty parlor. Nice one, yes. Prince sells wig, as in woman wig. And Ebuka told the Prince immediately he walked in. He asked him, "Prince, are you still Mr. Nigeria?" And Prince answered and said, "Of course, the longest running, and it's going to take a lot to get me off."
Immediately 4 of them walked in. Everybody stood up to exchange greeting. You see this person hugging this person, and immediately Tochi entered. Every housemate hailed him, Mazima. God was greeting everybody. This person stood up to hug this person. This person stood up to hug this person. As usual, our drama queen, Ka3na, she was sitting the way she was sitting, and her gown was still sweeping the floor. The next thing I heard is, "Hey, you people are stepping on my gown, you people are stepping on my dress." Trust me, they all ignored her and continued with the whole greetings. And immediately, Ebuka asked, of course, Tochi, "Who are you excited to see?" And Tochi said, he's happy to see everybody, including his friends and his foes. Trust Dorothy, she can't have an attack. And Dorothy was like, "Just calm down. The show just started. I know we want to unfold a lot of things." And there was the laughter all over the room. And of course, another person was asked, who are you excited to see? I think it has to do with Tricky. Tricky said he's happy. And Ebuka asked Tricky again, what's life since he left Big Brother? He was like, it is a life of creativity that is all about him and his camera. Moving on, it is time for Ebuka to introduce the last 4 housemates to join the already seated 16 housemates. Time for the next 4 housemates to be introduced, and just V and Watoni was introduced. And V said that a lot has been happening to her ever since she left Big Brother Naija house. And she has been writing songs and more songs. And over to Watoni, she wrote a book, 101 Tips on Parenting. who has read that book and where can I buy the book so that I can read? Though I am not parenting yet, but I wouldn't mind reading the book because no knowledge is lost. And aside being an author, she is also vlogging. And yes, she says she's about to teach people on how to parent too. And guess who is directing the her vlogging? Of course, if not, it is Tricky. And that is how they joined the remaining housemates that are seated. And Elite, what is happening? Erica was missing. And I was like, did people then just not invite Erica simply because she was disqualified? And why I was pondering, because why? I remember that Chloe and Blue Hair was disqualified during their own season in Double Wahala season 3. Then, though Chloe was better caught back in the house, but Chloe and Gabriel, they attended the Big Brother reunion, and then Kacha was disqualified too, but then she came. So why was Erica not invited? Then I looked around, I realized that another housemate is missing, Kaisha. Kaisha was conspicuously missing too. So it's not about Big Brother not inviting Erica. And when I was trying to understand what was going on, and Erica now said, okay, since that's one or two housemates are not there, that of course they are going to join us in the course of the show. That was when I heaved a sign, because Erica needs to be there. There are a lot of things that need to happen, because Erica has to tell us why he told Tolanibaj to go and snatch him. Yes, and Kid Wire need to tell us what actually transpired between him and Erica. If the relationship is still going on, are we going to buy Ashibi? Let me not just gist you with all those things. I am gonna ask Tochi, are you happy to see Ka3na in this show? And everybody burst laugh, including me, and that was how they just cut us off for another advert. And the advert is over, and Erica asked Kid Wire what's up with his life after his eviction from the Big Brother Naija. And Kid Wire said lots of traveling has been happening, and he has been traveling from here to there. And of course, he has been traveling if you are following him on social media. And let me just conclude that Dorothy was only sarcastic, but trying to create a joke. And he was like, wahala for who never travel. And then he started mimicking the intonation of Kid Wire. I was like, wait, so I have traveling. And there was laughter everywhere. And Prince said that he is so happy to be in one space with all his housemates after a long time. And when Maggie was asked if or what or why she is on the show, she said, of course, she's here for her to speak her truth, and at the end, that everybody will find a common ground. You Negi. And of course, Tochi was now asked again if he is so happy to be in the same space with Ka3na. And he said, of course, he is so happy. And when the question was asked, trust Ka3na, she started doing like this. Like, who cares? And when Tochi now said yes, that he's happy to see Ka3na, Ka3na now just turned and said, hi Tochi, I am waiting for the drama to unfold. All these things are too early. And every other person was asked questions, and there were a lot of echoes in the house. And they were doing all this popular Love and Light and Dorime. When Tochi was asked again, and he said one word, Dorime. And when Lekon was asked, he just said, let the show begins. And he was also asked how life has been treating him as the winner. He said, of course, that he is so happy. Then it is time for Tolanibaj to answer the same question Erica has been asking other housemates. And Tolanibaj was just saying the truth. She said that she's here to speak the truth and explain the tales that her name has been attached to. Of course, I know the gist now. What happened between she, Erica, and Tolanibaj. Because it's time for her to explain how they discussed the fact that Erica told her to snatch Tinu from V. Me, I can't wait for that show to unfold. And she said then, after that, she just wants to do what she wants to do. And according to Ka3na, that she has some amount of explanations to do, some apologies to, and some fights. That at the end of the day, she needs to make friends with people that she believed deserve to be her friends. And everybody reacted like, And that is it for the show of the one of Big Brother Naija Lockdown Season 5 reunion show. But before the end of everything, before Ebuka concluded, there was just a glimpse of what is going to happen today, being the 18th of June 2021. We saw Dorothy that was just angry, was talking to us, oh, this will happen, me and you have discussion, the next thing just go and tell another housemate, that means she's referring to Ningi. And I love Ozo's reaction. Ozo was just looking like at her like, I love gentleman reaction. And the next thing was Tolanibaj flinging a pillow to V, and V just caught the pillow and was just looking at her. And yes, there was a slap from Lucy to Kaisha. You see reason why you should turn on the notification bell on my post and subscribe, because more gist and more tales are coming. And that is it on the opening of the reunion show Big Brother Naija Lockdown Season 5. Hope you were updated and you were entertained. Check below in the next episode that's going to be today, and I promise to bring you the gist back to back. And thank you so much for watching, and it is always an entertainment gist on Ify Star World.